Have you ever wondered what happens to statues of gods when they end up at the bottom of the ocean? What are the dangers of encountering an ancient deep-sea shark, and what should one do if they get stuck in an underwater trap? Today, you will find the answers to all these questions as we explore the most frightening and dangerous moments that divers have experienced, all caught on camera. Let's dive in. Giant jellyfish. As you plunge into the depths of the ocean, you may find yourself face to face with some of the most chilling creatures known to man. In July of 2019, two brave explorers of the sea, underwater filmmaker Dan Abbott and biologist Lizzie Daly, had the good fortune to spot a breathtakingly colossal jellyfish. The creature emerged from the murky waters with its long, flowing tentacles stretching out into the abyss. Biologists later confirmed that the creature was a giant barrel jellyfish, a majestic creature that can grow to an astonishing length of 2 meters and weigh up to 35 kilograms. Despite their intimidating size, these jellyfish are completely harmless to humans. In the fall of 2019, the divers' discovery washed ashore, leaving a lasting impression on those who witnessed the beauty and mystery of the deep blue sea. A man and his car. Most divers are people with strong nerves and a pragmatic outlook on life. In October 2019, a couple was diving in one of Oregon's major rivers. They were originally diving to find a sunken propeller from a boat, but at the very bottom of the river, they stumbled upon a car. At a depth of 6 meters, there was a red pickup truck. The divers caught it on camera and immediately went to the police. During the investigation, it turned out that the pickup belonged to an 80-year-old man who'd been missing since August 1993. The man's acquaintances and relatives told the police at the time that there had been a major storm the night he went missing. It turned out that the car fell into the river because of bad weather. An inspection of the interior confirmed that the man could not get out of the car. That's how the search for the propeller unexpectedly helped to solve a 26-year-old case, and all thanks to the brave divers. Most would have gotten away having stumbled upon a car with a skeleton inside. Statue of Jesus among divers. In 1965, a magnificent statue of Jesus Christ with his arms outstretched upward was discovered near the picturesque shores of Florida, USA. Known as Christ of the Abyss, this remarkable sculpture is believed to have been thrown into the ocean as a memorial to honor a skilled Miami diver named Michael Kavorian. Interestingly, this memorial statue is not the only one of its kind. There are other similar statues located in different parts of the world that also bear the name Christ of the Abyss. The original statue, which stands at an impressive 2.5 meters tall, was installed on August 22, 1954, at a depth of 17 meters in the scenic Italian Riviera to commemorate Dario Gonzaga, who tragically drowned there. It is a unique and original concept to erect such commemorative statues at the bottom of the ocean, but it is difficult to imagine the profound emotions that a diver might feel when they come across such a magnificent and awe-inspiring figure at a depth of 15 meters, completely unaware of the tradition of commemorative statues. Lost in the cave. In this footage, we see a group of diving tourists who are lost in an underwater cave near the Egyptian resort of Hurghada. Nothing particularly scary happens in the video, but it's very creepy to watch people slowly panic and realize the extent of the problem. The fact is that not all novice divers follow the golden set of rules for visiting underwater caves. Professionals know that it's necessary to save at least 2/3 of oxygen to return to the surface, to move only with an experienced guide, as well as to take at least 3 lanterns. It's equally important to get the appropriate physical and mental training. So, if you're offered a difficult and dangerous underwater route, think twice. Everything's relative. Sometimes diving into small confined spaces is much scarier than diving into the depths of the ocean, and an inanimate object at times can be much creepier than any living creature. Stay tuned, the most interesting and dangerous divers' moments are further in this video. Let's move on. Unexpected encounter. Can someone who enjoys diving from a height be considered a diver? To some extent they can. I came across some eerie footage captured by a guy using his GoPro camera. The video features a landmark jump that was recorded in 2014. The guy wanted to impress his friends by showing off his diving skills. However, he had no idea what lay in wait for him in the depths below. Upon reaching the surface, he was taken aback by the creepiness of the surroundings. This caused him to panic and made him desperate to get back to the shore as quickly as possible. Fortunately, the exit from the water was relatively smooth and comfortable. Had he encountered any cliffs, the video could have ended tragically. Caged animals. Kokoya is a small island in Indonesia. Thanks to the warm and clear water, thousands of vacationers and, of course, divers come here every year. Diving off the coast of the island, these tourists stumbled upon an incredible picture. At the bottom of the sea, they found the cages in which were locked quite rare marine animals, dugongs. The adults were not only caged, but also chained. As it turned out later, this way the local fishermen decided to earn extra money showing tourists the rare animals. The divers were shocked. They set out to find a cruel fisherman, and one of the participants soon got lucky. He was able to contact the owner of the cages and paid him money so the owner showed him the animals. The fisherman took him to the cages and even let him inside, allowing him to take pictures. After receiving evidence of the crime, the diver asked the fisherman to release the animals. Fisherman agreed, but only for the sheer sake of appearance to call for help from the international community. The video of the poor animals had to be posted on the internet. It worked. In a couple of days, local activists achieved their goal and released the dugongs. Ancient snake-headed shark. The frilled shark is a rare species of deep water shark that lives at great depths of 100 to 1,500 meters. Due to its primitive traits, it is often referred to as a living fossil. This shark species has a unique way of feeding, swallowing its prey whole with its needle-like teeth that curve inside its mouth, which are not designed to crush or pulverize food, but rather hold slippery prey. Although this fish is not particularly large, its size becomes apparent when compared to other sharks. Female frilled sharks can grow up to 2 meters, while males are slightly smaller, ranging from about 1.3 meters. If you're a diver and a frilled shark is hungry, that might not be the best situation to find yourself in. Black Pharaohs. Surprisingly few people have heard that several black pharaohs ruled Egypt between 751 and 667 BC. The black pharaohs came from a land called Kush, now part of Sudan. Divers helped to find evidence of the existence of this dynasty as they examined these submerged tombs in the sacred necropolis of Sudan. It's wrong to think that the pharaohs in ancient times were buried exclusively in the pyramids of Giza. Graves of royalty are scattered throughout the whole territory owned by the ancient kingdom at its heyday. Scientists emphasize that there are even more pyramids in Sudan than in Egypt. However, there's a major difference. The Kushite kings were buried under them, not inside. Underwater archaeologist Piers Paul Kriesman and his team dived into the submerged tomb of a pharaoh in northern Sudan for the first time in 100 years. Over a century, the water level in the tomb had become much higher, making access difficult. Researchers climbed down a 65-step staircase leading into the tomb. The conventional scuba tanks were too heavy and too big. However, the experts were able to get to about the 40th step, where there was groundwater. Other devices were needed for further investigation. Ceramic figurines and gold leaf were found in the structure. The treasures placed in the tomb were preserved there in pristine condition. The elevated water level made the site inaccessible to archaeologists. We can only hope that only treasures have survived in the flooded tombs. After all, as you know, ancient graves can hide not only good things, but also bad ones. Train graveyard. In 1985, a unique train graveyard was accidentally discovered off the coast of New Jersey. Paul Helper, a marine explorer, found the rare locomotives while exploring the sea near the state with a magnetometer. At first, he was scared and couldn't make out what was in front of him while studying the mutilated iron hulks in the murky water. But after a detailed study, It turned out that the underwater graveyard had just two exhibits rare locomotives called Planet, which were designed in the mid-19th century. They were built for government use but were not in service for long. These locomotives weighed 15 tons and were too light, while others produced at the time weighed at least 35 tons. No official orders about the sinking of the locomotives have survived. However, experts have found a possible reason why the locomotives ended up on the seabed. They were being transported on a barge from Boston to the mid-Atlantic when the barge got caught in a storm 10 kilometers off the coast of Long Branch. Most likely, the heavy equipment was simply pushed out to sea to lighten the load on the barge and keep it from sinking. Despite the fact that these steam locomotives have been underwater for over 160 years, they are very well preserved. The New Jersey Museum of Transportation is developing a project to lift the trains from the bottom and then restore them. Ancient Skull Discovery. A group of divers studying the flora and fauna of the ocean depths in the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, discovered an old human skull. Scientists estimate that it could be more than 13,000 years old. The skull belonged to a teenage girl who was buried in the depths of a cave called the Black Hole of Death. This discovery required a lot of courage from the divers who ventured into a place with such a name and retrieved the human bones. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in trying diving. Thanks for watching and see you soon.